the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium, just north of downtown Tampa. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Set, hut. Ready.
On the ground, it's Irving to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Sometimes it's design, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Here we go. Hut.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. The Bucs at 4-8 now on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape prepared for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Down. Hut.
From the gun on 3rd down. Ford. They'll get this complete to Sanders, the tight end. And he is going to have the Buccaneers 1st down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Ready.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Yaya Diaby, he's the one who got in there. He gets the sack.
Brings up 2nd and 16 at the 29-yard line.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
10 black. Ready.
Looking to throw. Ford. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
Chandler Catanzaro for the Buccaneer field goal. A 53-yard attempt.
And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left. And this will remain a scoreless game.
I'm about to say something that seems really obvious, but you hate to see your kicker miss on the opening drive because now you're starting to wonder what goes through his head. Is that going to affect him the rest of the game? Is he going to be able to bounce back? You want to show confidence later? What's going to go on with him? Right.
And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Robinson on a give right side. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
First and goal, Atlanta.
They'll run with Robinson. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Bijan Robinson with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Falcons are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
Okay.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they were in field goal range the last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's to the 15. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Emeka Walker, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bucs are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. What's good on the extra point? And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Sheds off the tackle. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one. And I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 54 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year.
A gain of 7. First down, Falcons.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Open man is Higgins. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. That'll give them 8 that time. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Robinson toss play left side. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now, Falcon football. as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll go play action here with Penix. Here's Higgins out on the right side. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. These two teams, they met in Atlanta earlier in the year with the Falcons winning that game. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. To the air, Penix. Over the middle, he finds Higgins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Buccaneers' 2-yard line.
Two yards to go, 2nd down. No one left in the backfield as they send a man left. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Ford. He's got his receiver. That's Ibuka. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring up 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
He's across midfield. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Down.
Here's a handoff to Brooks running left. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Yellow, 43. Steel, black. Set.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Jarnell Mooney, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Lutz with the extra point. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives. So a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. Back to Robinson now on first down. Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Rush coming in, he's taken down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Here's Penix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 32-yard line.
Falcons, first down. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Atlanta.
They'll throw with Penix. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. Took him a little too far. It's second down. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Here's a screen for Robinson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Bijan Robinson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons have broken our tie. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 44-yard
Here we go.
line.
Here we go.
Back to throw. Ford. And he fires one incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They tried the throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Set 5, 97, 6, black, 95. Ready.
Looking to throw. 4. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
48-yard line.
Here we go. Set.
Back to throw again. Looking deep here for Mooney. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
2nd and 10.
Edo blue. Set. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because any completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 34-yard line.
White. Come on, set. Hut.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
Ready.
Operating from the gun. 4. He wants it all for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Ready.
Back to throw. 4. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, he had to wait until December, but congrats to the rookie, his first INT.
Yeah, he's been a reliable contributor for this defense throughout the season. Definitely got a bright future and has gotten even brighter after making that play.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the 2nd half gets underway.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in the 2nd half?
I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. To the right side and intercepted. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line.
Penix's pass. Intercepted. The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. 33. Yep. 560. Field. Black. Ready. Ready.
Throwing to start the drive. 4. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit if they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready. Ready. Set.
Looking to throw. 4. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
With all the success they've had throwing the football as a pass rusher, you know you've got to come hard when you see them drop back to throw. So I really like this call to counteract that pass rush with a screen. It turns into positive yardage. A lot of times the offense says, just replace the rusher with the ball, and it turns into a good play.
They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to get it back here just past the 35. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready. Ready.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
And looking to throw, Penix. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Robinson. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. 170 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Looking to throw, Penix. Open man right side is St. Brown. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 29 yards. And the Falcons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The The Buccaneers in good field position here to start out. 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Ready.
They'll start on the ground with Irving. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now 2nd and 9.
Come on, set. Hut.
Off play action. Ford. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
1st down. A gain of 15. 1st down.
Now Penix gets this quickly to Ingram. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. From 21 yards away. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
And now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
40.
2nd and 6. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And a lane slowly materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Another modest gain there on that one, and I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner, because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And they'll be set up in great starting field position here as that's out of bounds at the 45-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Robinson will try to pick it up. And Robinson will not get there. Great defense at the point of attack and to stop him short of the 1st.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Bennett's going to sneak it. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Only needed a few inches to pick it up and get behind your center and burrow forward like he did.
And remember what the GMs have told us? We build an offensive line starting with our center, the guy who can make all the line calls and also move those big defensive tackles in order to pick up first downs.
So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Let's go now.
Robinson up the middle. And he's going to get stuffed up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that is incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
Down.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
22. Set.
Operating from the gun. Ford. That's complete to Mooney. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
60 red. 60 red. Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down. Ford. That's to his running back, complete. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now this will be caught by Mooney. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Bucs try it on 4th down, but come up empty. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards there on a Falcon first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll go back to Edwards on first down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
After getting stuffed on first down. Not much better there. 2-yard gain.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The offense on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Fields going to keep it running right. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up the 4th down. So out now comes the field goal unit for the Falcons. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. And he slings one that's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers, another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Back to throw. Ford. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards on the play and a Buccaneer first down.
That's good for a first down.
Ready.
Operating from the gun. Ford. And this is going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
Red, cut. Set, cut.
Looking to throw. Ford. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. We're facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage.
Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down. Ford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Ready?
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. It's complete to Butte. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go. Turbo, sir.
And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go, sir. Green 19, just set.
And they take a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win,